Hello, the time is 12:50 and the year is 1350. We are coming to talk to you under the word of King Edward III. We have urgent word about the war and the plague. Now to Earl Hayden in the square of medieval Norman.
Thank you, Sir Owen. Today is very special because today we're going to be interviewing a plague doctor and we have information on the war. Isn't that exciting? Oh, hear ye, the doctor himself, Nostradamus. He is one of the most famous doctors dealing with this outbreak.
Thank you all. I'm very excited to be here, but the Black Death is a very serious matter and should be used with care.
Now, can you give us a definition of what the Black Death is and what are some of its symptoms?
Gladly. The bubonic plague, or commonly known as the Black Death, is caused by the black rat and dirtiness of medieval Norman. Its scientific name is Yestis persistis, and there are three known types of the Black Death. There is bubonic, which affects the lymph gland in your body, and 75% of people die from this. Symptoms of this plague are there's black dots going to be all over your body. Then there's septic, which affects the blood, and this was the most common, and most people died from this. And then there's pneumonic, which was airborne, and 90% of people died from this plague.
An airborne plague? How can this be, Nostradamus? But I still do have a few questions about the plague.
Sure, I'll gladly answer them.
Well, what were the effects of this plague on the government and the economy? And did the society benefit from this plague? Did the people like the effects of this plague? Or when it was happening and after it happened, did it put the people and the economy into peril?
Well, when the plague was happening, the people hated it, obviously. They thought it was a punishment from God from all their sins. Sorry, I'm very sorry. There was, in some places, a third of people died, and in places very badly affected by it, half of the people died. This plague also caused people to lose families, and sometimes even whole villages were wiped out by the plague.
That's gruesome. I also think it was caused by God for all the sins we did. But so many lives were lost. But I heard somehow in Milan they survived it. Maybe God was on their side. Also, how did it affect the economy?
Okay, well, in Milan, this area was lucky. They were lightly affected by the plague, but still they handled it with caution. When someone had the plague, they used a technique called quarantine, which would mean in a family of 13, if one person had the plague, they would board up that whole house and let that whole family die because of that. Also, because of the plague, people could have more land. Farmers had more land, obviously, to grow wheat, hops, and to make bread, beer, livestock, even more. And also, because the plague weakened some parts, the common folk could grow their own hops, wheat, and livestock and sell it for their own price to make more money.
That's incredible. I'm pretty sure what you're referring to is capitalism, where everybody competes for one price and make how much you put in, since they're all growing their own stuff, so it's capitalism. Well, I can't believe such a bad plague had such great outcomes. I bet we couldn't have modern day society without this epidemic. So thanks for all that information, Metrominus. Now, back to Sir Owen.
Thank you, Earl Hayden, for that fabulous information. Now, this is our section about the news of the war. So, with the war, oh my. Knights, come hither. Knights, come hither.
Well, what do you want? I need to get to the training ground with my mace and my sword. And also, you're a peasant. Soldier, let's go. Yes, Lester.
Well, before you go, may I ask you some questions?
Fine, peasant, spit it out.
I'm not a peasant. I'm a peasant. Fine. But how's the war going? Are we winning it?
The war. Well, it started because the King of France died and the English king claimed his throne because he was the rightful king. Also, they're related through his mom, but he's still the rightful owner. And the nobles didn't declare the great majesty king, so the king got mad. Once the war started, the French ships ruled our channel, and our channel should be mine. But our ships couldn't get anywhere, and I was still a squire. And at the Battle of Celeste, all of the French ships came into our port. We completely destroyed them, and I helped my country defeat the French in this battle.
That was some very top secret information on the war. But could you please answer 2 of my questions?
No, I must go. Let's go, soldiers. You're a peasant.
Thank you, Sir Lester. Now, back to Hayden, see if he has any more information on the war.
Thank you, Sir Owen, for that interview. But I was an archer that was actually in the Battle of Crusade, and he actually wants to do an interview. His name is Ranger Robin, and what that means is his name is Robin, as I said, and he's in the Ranger class, and this is one of the highest classes, and is very honored to be here.
Why, thank you. I'm very excited to be here, and I have some very good information. I do have some news on the war, which is that the English won, certainly. We destroyed the French. They had 24,000 troops, while we had a measly 13 to 14,000 troops.
That's amazing. You actually beat the French, and I bet they even have better weapons than you.
Well, that's not true. We had our great big longbows, as you can see here, and they had puny crossbows. While they were just slowly reloading their crossbows, we sent volleys and volleys of arrows. We could reload quicker, we had better range than their puny crossbows.
Well, that's great. But could you tell me a little more information on what the effects were?
Gladly. We killed a lot of their noblemen and common folk, which left them weak and deprived to go home with, and not much manpower. Also, this was the first battle on land to start off this great war. Oh, and fun fact, cannons, which were used for the first time ever in this Battle of Crusade.
Ooh, that's very interesting. Thank you for that wonderful information. Sorry, but not to waste any of your time, can you please fire 1 arrow?
Gladly.
That was wonderful, Range. Thank you. Sir Owen, do you think that the war will last much longer, or do you think the French will give up and the English shall claim a victory?
I believe that it will be a back and forth war between the French and English, but there will be ceasefires in between. The war may go on for a few more years, or may go on for even 100 more years, but I cannot predict the future. I can make a guess though, and my guess is that it will go on for a very long time.
Well, I think you're wrong. I believe that this will be a very short war, and the French will surrender since we destroyed all their livestock and we have all their gold. We already have so much of their gold, and they're already out of food since when we win the battles, we go in there, destroy the livestock, and take all of the valuables. Also, at the end of the day, they have more deaths than us. We've won more battles, and their infrastructure is also less. So, I believe we will win.
Thank you for watching, and live from Norman Square, the word from King Edward III!
Was fell. Yeah. Mwah. Anyways. Oh, the peasant! Deathly disease. Also no genres. Stop procrastinating. How did it affect the economy?
Well, Sir Hayden.
No.
No, we're completely fanless.
No, this is a great blueberry.